Welcome everybody to Magnolia on Money,
where we discuss everything financial from the economy to retirement.
This is Magnolia on Money. Welcome back everybody, and we're back to our federal employee retirement checklist. So this is the one we did before was our first year of service. We're going to talk about we're 10 years out. Okay, so you're 10 years out of when you think you're going to retire. You know, what do we do? What are some things we probably ought to be readdressing, re-looking at? And we'll take number one, TSP, stay the course. Okay, hopefully you've talked to someone, they've given you good advice on where you should be invested. 10 years is not that long, but it's still, long enough. You just stay the course. Most of your gains will come in the last 10 years of your career in your accounts because you're starting to get exponential returns in your, in this case, TSP. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people get jittery and they think, I need to jump out and get into just the guaranteed accounts or whatever they are. Stay the course, but make sure that you are looking back at your plan, and we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah, number two is recalculate your earliest date you can retire. You're 10 years out. You want to make sure the earliest date you can retire, regardless if you plan on retiring at that date or not, you just want to see what are my options.
That's right. Yep. And then service buyback, we talked about that day one, but now we're really we need to start really making decisions. If there is something to buy back, can we do it? This is where, your sample pension calculation, which is going to mean a lot more than it does when we said, run that really early.
Yeah.
It's going to really start getting close to what the actual numbers will be. Now, we still got 10 years, incomes change, we get bonuses, things like that. We get bumped up in our, what level we're at and getting paid. But run a pension calculation. You're going to need to do that 10 years out.
Yeah, and then reevaluate the federal employee group life insurance plan. Do you still need life insurance? Now, that's not saying you don't want life insurance,
Yep.
But is there still that need of where you need maybe as much life insurance as you have? Because Part B starts to get more expensive. Mm-hmm. The closer you get to retirement, the older you get, the more expensive that part of the life insurance policy is going to become.
Yep. And then you got the federal health benefit. Remember, there's a 5-year rule, and if you don't know about that, look up one of the videos on the employee health benefit. But your spouse must be covered under the plan 5 years before you retire for them to get the benefit in retirement. So make sure you remember that. You're getting closer to that 5-year window. Make sure you're doing that. Estate planning updates should happen, and should we start looking at trust and beneficiary updates? That's always the case. Hopefully we're always looking at that, but that's something to think about.
Yeah, and then dial in on your debt payoff. We've talked before in workshops and other videos about how hard it is to retire in retirement with debt. Regardless of what type of debt it is, the last 10 years of your working years are really years that you can start throwing as much as you can to pay off your debt before you get into retirement and maybe don't have that source of income anymore.
Yep. And the last thing here, make sure that you have done an income plan on your retirement and you know that you are on track to retire maybe that 10 years where you're kind of have your eyes set on that 10-year number. Make sure you have implemented an income plan. You know what it's going to take when you retire to maintain your standard of living, and that's done through an income plan. So hope this is helping. This is your 10-year out kind of, snapshot checklist, things you may consider doing and looking at when you're 10 years out from retirement from the federal employee retirement system. As always, have a great week. God bless. We'll talk to you soon.